we'll talk through it, and if you want to have a look at some of the stuff, come down and see us. So as I was saying, my name's Simon Lewis. I'm product supporter and technical support engineer for ZWO, and also an active astro imager. You might notice from my accent, I'm an import. Okay, my home is in Christchurch in New Zealand, and I astro image from there in a Bortle 2. Somebody told me today that they lived in a Bortle 9. I was a little bit scared of that. So what we're going to do is just very quickly go through the view of what ZWO is bringing to you this year, and give you some ideas of what new products that we're bringing you. There is something missing out of this slide, and that is a C30. But you'll notice there's a little tag at the end of this, and that is a C30 Pro. So the S30 Pro is the next evolution of C-Star, and what this is going to do is we're going to take the C30 into the next level of capability. And I think you're really going to love this. I'm very excited about it myself. What we're going to do for a start off is that we're upgrading the main optics. So we're going from a 3-element into a 4-element apo. This will give you better clarity, better star shape, better color, and will be an improvement on the optics. Alongside that, we're going to change the sensor. So we're going to put an IMX585 chip in there. Now, if you have watched any of the broadcasts recently, the stuff that I've done, a few other people have done, the IMX585 is turning into a really popular chip. It's a real nice sensitive chip. It's a good size and relatively good value, and creates some really beautiful images. And we're going to put the IMX585 into a C-Star, and that's going to change the field of view slightly. So we're going to be looking at a 4.2 to 2.3 degree field of view. So the field of view is going to go a little bit wider. So if you're interested in imaging things like the Rosette Nebula, you'll really start to cram more into that single frame. And that 585 sensor will be an absolutely superb match. It's a really great nighttime sensor. So that's not the only changes that we're making to C-Star. So the C-30 is also going to get an upgraded wide field optics as well. So what we're going to do there is we're going to put a new chip in there. It's an IMX 586 chip. Now the 586 may be a sensor that you're not familiar with, but if you own a mobile phone, chances are you might have a 586 inside your mobile phone, because that's where these have come from. And what we're going to do is we're going to put one of those into some upgraded wide field optics. It'll give you an 84 degree field of view, and we're going to give you some new modes. So we're going to give you a true Milky Way mode. Now C-30, when it came out, it had that secondary sensor on it. One of the big things that people wanted to see was Milky Way mode. And that chip, unfortunately, really wasn't capable of giving you those images. This one will, so that's the next change that we're making on that. Of course, that Milky Way mode will also give you a Star Trails mode as well. So if you've seen those beautiful Star Trail images that everybody likes, we're going to give you those tools right inside the app. One of the key things, we brought out EQ mode recently, and that equatorial mode in the testing that we were doing, one of the key things that we needed to have was it needed to be easy for a beginner to use. We'd like C-Star to be simple and easy, regardless of the experience level, and I think we've hit it with the EQ mode. And what we want to do is do exactly the same again with this mode. Of course, with those larger images, you're going to have less storage space. So what we've done is we're going to bump that up. We're going to go from 64 gig to 256 gig, which will give you a lot more space to store those larger frames in. So that's something that we'll add as well. So you're going to be able to image, larger projects, image longer, do Milky Way images over much longer as well. I'm going to be able to give you the opportunity to store more on that unit. So here's some images that Sam Sam, of course, our owner of ZWO, and Sam was in South Africa. He took the S30 Pro out and did some nice imaging there. And there's 3 images on the screen here. The left-hand side is a zoomed-in image of the Lagoon Nebula, and the middle image is the actual full frame size. So you can see the Trifid Nebula up the top there, and the Lagoon as well. And the far right image is using the very, very capable AI touch-up tools inside C-Star. Somebody was saying to me today, I really like the idea of C-Star, but I really don't want to get into computer processing and PixInsight and post-processing. And that's the beauty of it. You know, C-Star is whatever you want it to be. So you can come in, use Alt-Az mode, just use the processing tools inside C-Star. And then as you grow and develop, you can use things like equatorial mode, and then do things like save every frame, and then take those frames and put them into post-processing software as well. So the great thing about C-Star, it's, you know, from beginners to much more experienced. Somebody just showed me some pictures of variable stars. It was, I think it's a Nova candidate, looking at the brightness. So we've got people mapping those. We've got people doing transits of exoplanets and using C-Star for those as well. So it's really fabulous to see not just people taking, you know, pictures of the moon with them. And here's a zoomed up version of that image. And you can see right into the Lagoon now. You can see really good star-shaped sizes, really good resolution. So this is the kind of capability that S30 Pro is going to bring in. Okay, 2 questions I'm sure that will be on everybody's mind right now. When can I have it, and how much is it? So when can you have it? We think that pre-orders will be open around June, with delivery into people's hands later on in the year. Pricing, we have not fixed pricing yet. Markets are in quite a lot of turmoil. We don't want to put a nail into it right now because we can't. So watch out for news. We'll bring you news as we progress with the S30 Pro release, including availability, pre-order, and pricing. Now, that's not the only new product on the ZWO stand today. So ASIAIR 585MC AIR. What is an AIR camera? Well, an AIR camera is basically a combination of the guider, the main sensor, and an ASIAIR inside there as well. And what the idea of this is to give you a simple, compact unit, put 12 volts into it, and connect your iPhone or tablet or your the iPad to it, and away you go. You can start imaging. You can connect your mount to it. You can connect focuser to it, filter wheels. You can do everything that you can off a normal ASCOM application as well. So the 585 is taking that super little 585 chip, which is absolutely great value for deep sky imaging, and putting it into a body that's a 1/4 size body. So it's in the standard 1/4 size container, just slightly longer. Slight changes on the back, a couple of DC outlets instead of 3, but the rest of it stays pretty much the same. It's a cooled camera as well. The great thing about this camera is the AIR cameras and the ASIAIR 256G. The 256G has a little hidden feature, which is Bluetooth. If you have an AM5N mount, if you bought one of these 5N mounts recently, there's a little button on the front that says BT, which is Bluetooth. So you can connect now the camera and the mount wirelessly on a single push. So that means that one less cable to worry about, less tangling, less setup. So that's really good. And the great thing about these cameras as well is that if you're not an ASIAIR user, you can also reach the sensors using ASCOM Alpaca. So Alpaca is a sort of new variety of ASCOM. Basically, it is agnostic in terms of the connections that it's using. So our cameras will allow you to connect to them via wireless, so you can connect to the main chip and the sensor chip over Wi-Fi. The great thing about the 585 as well is that not only is the 585 great for planetary, for deep sky, but it's also really, really good for planetary. It has a really, really good frame rate. So if you're looking for a good all-round deep sky and planetary camera, then the 585 is a really good choice. So the great thing about this one, availability will be the end of April. So look out for news of those as well, and likewise in terms of the final pricing. So you might have seen also news of the 585 Pro. So this is the monochrome version of the 585. So a great camera for planetary imaging. The 585 has been absolutely an amazing chip. It's got really, really good sensitivity, fast frame rate, and the availability of a monochrome sensor for those people that do solar and lunar, particularly solar, will be of great interest. It is cooled as well, and it's that 4/3 sensor size body too, so reasonably compact in terms of size. And this one will be available now. Actually, this has been released fairly recently, and is priced at $699. So if you want to have a look on this, we've got one of these on the stand, so come and have a look at those. And if you want to see what kind of size of sensor the 585 is, I think you'd be surprised at what it offers. Okay, we're continuing our move in smart cameras as well now, because one of the things that when we bought the ASIAIR out, the 2600 ASIAIR, everybody wanted a monochrome version. So that's actually now starting to become a reality. We now have 2600 Air coming to the frame, and this is where our smart cameras are now going to go monochrome as well. So with the 2600 Air then, this is an APS-C size sensor. It's an IMX571. It's exactly the same sensor that's in the 2600 monochrome. And we've basically taken all of that technology and put it into the Air cameras. So the capability of these is, obviously you've got the main chip, an on-axis guider, and all in one body. There is a little silver knob on there. I get asked that quite a lot. What's that little silver thing on the top of the camera? Actually, that's a little micro focuser for the guider. So the way that you set these up is that you would actually get the main camera into focus, swap over and have a look at the guide camera, and then give that little silver knob a little tweak, and then you can bring the focus to be parfocal with the main sensor. So quite a handy little tool there. Again, Bluetooth enabled, the DC ports and everything are the same on there, and it has an M54 thread on the front there as well. So if you've got one of the ZWO telescopes, the refractors, come down and have a look at those, and you can see how to connect those up. But turns basically a refractor and the camera guider into a very, very simple unit. And another missing image here, I'm afraid. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the EAF Pro. So what is an EAF Pro? Well, the EAF, it stands for electronic autofocus motor. And what we've done is basically tried to reduce that cable mess even more. So what we're doing is we're actually taking the cable away from that. We've introduced Bluetooth. So where we can do the Bluetooth from the ASIAIR 256G and the Air cameras, you'll be able to connect the focus motor as well via Bluetooth. We decided to make a few additional extras on the EAF Pro as well. It also includes a battery. So you can actually go wireless entirely with this unit. It has a little 2500 milliamp hour battery inside, and what you can do with this is actually a little slide switch. You can actually turn it off as well if you want to keep that battery from running down. Somebody asked me earlier on, okay, so how long will the battery last? And that really depends on how many times you actually drive that focus routine. But you'll be able to run this for an all-night session doing fairly normal focusing runs and have plenty of power left. It is charged via USB-C, so that's still on the side there. And the other question we got asked as well, we're going to continue on with the standard EAF, and the answer is yes. The body size of these is exactly the same as the current EAF, so if you want to retrofit one of these, you don't have to take all the bracket and the coupler off. You just need to undo the shaft into the EAF, undo the two body screws and actually take them off and put it in. We did one that was a 2-minute job down there. And the other thing that is on the side, if you come down and have a look at one of these, on the side you'll also see two focus buttons up and down. And the idea of this is if you're actually doing, for example, optical astronomy, you can actually go kind of electronic in the way that you focus, just using the two buttons. I actually think one of the great things about this will be to actually get into rough focus using the two buttons and then using the EAF to fine-tune. Availability for this, late May, early June, and again, just keep an eye out for latest availability and also the latest prices. And just to wrap up then, before I take a few questions, there's also a new guide scope on the table down at ZWO, and there's a few things that why we thought this was quite good. We actually wanted to include a helical focuser on the guide scope. If you had a look at our old 30 millimeter guide scope, it was manually focused out of a ring at the front that you had to turn. If you wanted a helical focuser on this, you could buy an accessory, but what we've actually done now is actually created a better optics. It's a triplet in terms of the optical side of it, and we've got this very, very nice helical focuser ring, which is actually really, really quite smooth. So that's going to give you a really nice sharp image for guiding. One of the things I'm really interested in to see what this looks like with a wide field camera in for a Milky Way. So although I was talking to Sam earlier on about this, there's no flattener in there, so it's going to be quite a curved image. And availability that's now, and priced at $149. So I'll look for those as well. So a lot of this stuff is on the stand. Come down and talk to us. If you're interested in any of the products here, come down and throw a few questions. As I said, we'll be here for tomorrow, and we'll also be at NEAF as well. So if you're hanging around for NEAF, we'll be there too. Come and nab us. Alrighty, that's all I've got on here. As always, happy to take a few questions. I don't know what's after me, but if you guys want to throw a few questions at me, if you're interested, then I'm happy to answer them. Nope. Gentlemen, yeah, I'll have to come up because I can't hear from down here.
There's no information yet about a possible larger aperture C-star in the future?
Larger aperture C-stars, Sam. Look, when we were here last year, we talked about the evolution of C-star. In one way, we were going to create smaller portable equipment and also more advanced equipment for more discerning users. And we're going there with the S30 Pro, but I'm quite sure as a business we are not stopping. I don't actually have any available information to share or dates. I know a lot of people were very, very interested in the C-STAR-70. Development in C-STAR will continue, so watch the Facebook pages. As soon as we have any information, we'll let you know. and I'm quite sure there'll be some beta testing going on. So I would say yes, at some point. When? Don't know. Nothing to share. Oh, I have to come up there as well. Oh, that's good.
So I have like two really quick questions. One in regards to the CAA. I know we have the M54 and the M48 threads. Is there any potential for having M42 now with some of the 585 sensors now becoming very popular in the market to attach those?
That will answer the first gentleman asking, is there an M42 plate coming available for the camera angle adjuster? And the answer is yes. We actually understood quite early that was a requirement for the 4/3 sort of series cameras and the sort of 36mm wheels. It takes a little bit of time to get them into design, then get them manufactured, but they will be available soon. So yes, the guys have definitely got those in plan.
Very nice. And the other one I had is you guys do a lot in regards to doing refractors. You ever thought about stepping into like the Newtonian telescope world?
Oh, Newtonians. No, I don't. I'm not aware of any plans for that. I have to ask the boss if he's interested in building Newtonian telescopes, or finding one that we could supply.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, working. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So the question is, with using a camera angle adjuster, where should I put the reducer flattener? Personally, what I'm doing is I'm actually leaving the reducer flattener connected to the telescope permanently, and then bringing the camera angle adjuster in on the back of that. I think if you've got the ability, I think the problem is, how far back can you go in terms of focus? Some refractors have quite a lot of extension tubes before the reducer, and I think that you could get away with it doing the other way around there, but you'd have to juggle around with adapters, for example. Oh yeah, okay. In ASIAIR. Oh, and so in ASCOM, a lot of ASCOM devices. Yeah, in ASIAIR there isn't one there. The latest version of ASIAIR, there was some discussions around a 180-degree flip in the camera angle adjuster in ASIAIR, but we've released an update to actually remove that, so that shouldn't be a problem. In ASCOM, you should be able to set limits, but it really depends on what software you're using. The camera angle adjuster in ASCOM will be fairly dumb in terms of what what it can do. Most of that will be inside the ASCOM platform itself. But if you're struggling, you can give us a yeah. Any other quickie questions? Yeah.
What about anything to talk about new mounts, like especially mounts with larger capacity?
Oh, so you're getting all the good questions here, Sam. Larger mounts. So the answer is yes. Again, not sure when. Last NEAF, the message was loud and clear. We really love AM3, we really love the AM5, we really want an AM7. So absolutely, the team have already got that in progress. When that will get announced and when it'll be able to share anything, I don't know. It'll be quite some time down the line. That's a fairly big piece of work. And one of the things that, people like Bina and TJ and myself who've been able to help drive product development, with information from, active astronomers. What we've said is, it has to have the right capabilities. We want the right capabilities that people need in, for example, a roll-off roof observatory or a fixed observatory has to have those right features. So what a big mount for inside an observatory would do versus what it does portable are somewhat different. So we have to make sure that we get that right feature set. Okay, anyone else? Oh yeah, one down here.
Can we expect an S30 Pro?
Can we expect an S50 Pro? Most likely, I would have thought. There's certainly a lot of development going on. I think it's a natural progression. I'm sure you'll see. I'm sure you'll see more. Let's put it like that. The boss will kill me. No, yeah, you can grab him on the way out. Where's my C-Star 70? Cool. I think we'll probably wrap up there. Thank you very, very much for listening. If you want any information, come down onto the stand, come and look what we've got, and check in and say hello. It'd be absolutely great to see you all.